When you decide how long a D&D game should be played, like is it just you keep playing until you decide like, hey, in a couple weeks let's wrap this up, or is it like, okay, this is a 4 week quest, let's do that? How do you kind of decide that?
So there's a lot of different ways to do it. A lot of it depends on the game that you're trying to play. So there are certain stories that can be wrapped up in just one game. You'll sit down, play for 4 hours. You've told that story from start to finish. Those are called one shots because you get them done in
One
one
shot,
go.
right?
Yeah. Other than that, it kind of depends on like the game that you're trying to put together. So like ours has been going for like 2 years, but that's just because we've kept having stories to tell. So
Right.
when we kind of like to look at it as like seasons in a TV show. So we had our first bad guy. There was this like nature wizard, this druid who was trying to summon a demon to like poison the forest. Once they beat that person, that like season 1 of the show
Bad
was
guy, yeah.
done, right?
Right.
And then from there, something else happened. So one of the characters is a member of like an assassin guild. And unknowingly, she was hired to assassinate one of her party members.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and so, but they had become friends. So she decided that she wasn't going to do it. So as Dungeon Master, I had someone from her assassin guild come up and they got in a fight. And that character that was the target actually ended up dying in that fight.
Oh,
So
wow.
the person who played the character that died made a new character and they met him and he joined the group. But their kind of next story arc was they were getting revenge.
Right.
So they kind of created their own, they're like, hey, we're going to go take down the Thieves Guild. So they went and made this big elaborate plan to lure out the leader of the Thieves Guild and kill him. And then, after that, I gave them the next big bad guy. So we kind of did it in seasons. As long as they want to keep playing, like I can keep making stories for them, just like you would in a TV show.
Right.
But as they level up, they get stronger and stronger. So then the threats have to kind of increase with that. So in our current story arc, I think we're getting toward the end of these characters' run because the big bad guy right now is this guy who's trying to become a god and kill the rest of the gods. So he's getting really powerful and they're getting really strong. So like once you beat the guy who's trying to become god, then like there's not a lot of places you can go from there
Right.
without making it feel kind of anticlimactic or like a step
Yeah.
back. So I think, once this story arc wraps up, we'll probably find a way to close it up with a nice little bow, send the
Right.
characters on their happy ever after.
So you
But
do so you do it kind of like seasons where you'll play it by season. I'm sure like a lot of shows will do, and they're like, you know what? I feel like we're at a good arc. Let's finish it this next season.
Yeah.
So that way you can kind of play it without continuously,
Yeah.
and keeping it going.
yeah, and then when we finish this up, when these characters' story is done, you can always just make new characters and start again and tell new stories. And that's kind of the thing with Dungeons and Dragons is there's never like a limit to what you can do. There's never a limit to what kind of stories you can tell.